This is the program that begins on page 26 in the Coding for Beginners using Scratch book. The title is Once Upon a Time. And so it says start a new project and delete the cat. Well, I've already gone to the Scratch webpage and signed in, so I can delete the cat. So let's go down here and right click. And my mouse doesn't work with right click, so we're going to do a shift click and we're going to delete the cat. And then we want to add a backdrop. So here's where you add a new backdrop, and you click on the little picture of a backdrop down here and click on that. And we are, let me see if we can find the one that they used. They used one that looks like a bunch of clouds. And let's do outdoor, and it's called slopes. Let's go down here to the S's. There it is. I didn't look carefully enough at it. So that's our background, and when you do that, you get an editor over here if you want to do some editing, but we're just going to leave it. It looks fine. And it says drag the characters, and I skipped that part. It said select on number one. It said select two characters by clicking, and they did Pico and Giga, so we'll do the same ones. And when you're doing this later on your own, you can choose anything you want to. So let's go and click on the new sprite here. And one of them, these are alphabetical, so I'm going to go down to the G's and I'm going to look for Giga. And boy, I went way too far. I'm not sure how that happened. Let's go to fantasy. That's where they probably are. Oh, and there's Giga right there. And we will actually, we're going to select both of them. The other one is Pico. So we'll do Pico. And if we just, okay, if you hold the control key down and click on a second sprite here, you can do both of them at the same time. And now let's click on OK. Notice it says they both have 4 costumes too. So they don't always look like this. They have 3 other costumes, so we can change their appearance a little bit. Okay. Okay, it took a while, but we got them to download. And it says drag the characters to arrange them against the backdrop. And I'm trying to see how they have them arranged in the book. And let's put Pico over on the left here. And we'll put Giga over on the right, like it is on the bottom of page 27. And now I'm on the top of page 27, and we want to broadcast a message. And that's something we have not done before. So we're going to select the one that is going to speak first, and that's going to be Pico. Let's move him over a little bit so they're a little closer together here. Okay, so Pico, and we'll move Giga down so it looks like she's standing on the snow. And so Pico is our first one. And whenever the game starts, so that would be an event. So when this is clicked, make sure you've got Pico selected down here. And we want him to, this speaking is under looks. It doesn't seem like that's the obvious place for it, but it is. So when the game starts, he's going to say, not just hello, so click on this twice, and we're going to put Giga in there and hit enter. And so that'll last for 2 seconds, and let's just try it now. It's going to be a real short program. It's just going to run for 2 seconds, but let's click on the green flag, and after 2 seconds it goes away, but that's plenty of time to read the message. And now we're on number 5 on page 27. We want to go to the events menu and add a broadcast block. So let's go to events here, and actually what we're doing now is we are creating um, an event. And so after Pico says hello, we're going to broadcast a message, which means it gets sent to every other sprite that is in my program. So Giga will be able to read the message. And the message I want to put in here, just click, and let's stop the program. Now let's try clicking over here. Come on. Oh, new message. And I got to give the message a name. And the message is going to be called Giga1. And click on OK. And so it'll send a message called Giga1. And when Giga receives the message, now let's go over here and select Giga. And we want to, let me see, when she receives a message, and there's only one message right now, so when she receives the Giga1 message, then she's going to say hi Pico, and that's under looks again. And we're going to drag this over, and we're going to change hello. Just click on here twice, actually once I guess is enough, and then say hi Pico with an exclamation mark. Now let's test our program. I like to keep testing it as it goes. So hello Giga for 2 seconds, and then hi Pico for 2 more seconds, and then that's the end. We'll click on the red stop sign here to stop the program. And we are down at the bottom of page 27. It says click on the green flag to test the script so far, and we just did that, and everything seems to be working just fine. And now we're going to go to page 28, and we're going to keep the conversation going a little bit longer. So our script for Giga is right here. Giga selected, and here's the script. And what we want to do is we want Giga to broadcast a message to everybody letting her know that she is done. So that's going to be another event, and it's going to be broadcast, and we're going to broadcast a new message, and this one's going to be called Pico1. So basically you can call these anything you want to, but basically this is the first message that we're sending that we want Pico to respond to. So that's why we're calling it Pico1. Just like when Pico sent the message out, he called it Giga1 because it was the first message that he wanted Giga to respond to. So let's click on OK. And now we need to go back to Pico and see what he's going to do when he gets the message called Pico1. So let's drag this out here, and this doesn't fit in with anything because it's an event, and most of them, have the rounded part at the top. So they kind of they start something is what they do. So when I receive Pico1, then what we want him to do is respond again. So that's going to be say, click on the message and type on top of it, and we say let's go somewhere. Whoops, I misspelled somewhere. Fun with an exclamation mark, and hit enter. Okay, and then we're going to, so he's done now, and he wants to send a second message back to Giga, letting her know that it's her turn. So we're going to go back to our events here, and we're going to broadcast, and click on the down arrow, and this is going to be a new message, and this one is going to be Giga2, which is the second message that we want Giga to respond to. Okay, and now we are on about the middle of page 28, and so this is what it looks like. He says hello and sends a message called Giga1. And Giga responds by saying, "Hi Pico," and then sends another message called Pico1. He responds to that and says, "Let's go somewhere fun." And he sends a message, Giga2, so now she knows it's her turn. And so we need to, when I receive again, and this time it's when she receives Giga2, she's going to say something that's under looks. And so she's going to say, "I have an idea." And then she's going to broadcast a message. That's another event. So broadcast, and we're going to create a new message. And this one message is going to be called "Go to Moon," and click on OK. So I think I know what her idea is for some place to go. And what we want to do here is click on want to change the backdrop. So we want to click on this. And now we're going to look for the moon. So I don't know if that's under other or outdoors, but we'll click on that. And well, there's one moon. They have a different looking one. Let's go here and try outdoors, and let's scroll down to the M's a little ways here and see if that scrolled a little too far, I think. Let's see if we got any M's here. And I do not see. We'll try one more. We'll do all here, and we'll scroll down to the M's, and it looks like that's the only moon one that we've got. So we'll go with that, even though it's not going to look like theirs does, and click on OK. So when you select a new backdrop, it will appear over here on the right, so that you can edit if you want to, but we're not going to do any of that. So we want to go back to scripts. So click on the scripts tab up here. And then we want to make sure our stage is selected. So click on this and you see the blue outline appearing around it. And now we're going to write a script for the stage so that it knows when to do certain things. And we want to go to events, and we want to have it respond when it receives the "Go to Moon" message. Then we want to, this is under looks, we want to switch the backdrop to moon. Okay. And this video is about 13 minutes long, so that's going to be kind of long. So we will stop it and we'll finish in another video. Let's call this Once Upon a Time. And then we want to click on Save Now here just to make sure. And it will save it. And we'll continue with our second video.